Hi guys and welcome to a new season on the rebuild. Got a lot to get through, done a lot of transfers, I've gone a bit nuts. Like, I didn't overspend on any individual transfer, but I did buy a lot of little players here and there. Sold a couple as well, one of big-ish names, in our club at least, it's gone. So we knew we were selling Acuna and he's gone for 3.2 mil up to 4. We have loaned out, well, we released Andre Pinto. I wasn't sure on him at first because, you know, he's decent-ish. I have physicals for his age, but I still wasn't sure, so I let him go. DC United signed him up in the end. Ilori, Diaby, Carrera, Ferreira, and all this lot all go out on loan. No one of big note, really. Getting a bit of money for Borgia out on loan. Did sell Bruno Gaspar because he's a bit part player here and there. He's got okay stats. Never really going to do anything. Always moaning. So we sold him for $1 million, hopefully to be $1 million. Loaned out a couple more players, loaned out that youngster there, loaned out Pelino to keep him happy. Dost is the big one you can see, he's gone. Now we undersold him in the sense of he was worth 20 million and I only sold him for 9 going up to 12. And he's obviously worth that, but he was on a high wage for us, like 60,000 I think. Yes, he's still a very good player, but only as a poacher really, or a target man because of his age. He's hitting that mark now where his physicals are dropping. We were going to play him as a pressing forward and not quite there. Like, he's still a good player, but he just isn't built for our money. And because we weren't going to play him, I wanted to get the value's worth out of him before he lost his value. So I'm happy with that overall. And we loaned out Rostovsky. I think he's got a future transfer. Again, he's just this year he's dropped. We've got better players to come in to take his place. But yeah, so we made 15 million. You can't see behind me just here, but we've spent 14. So we've actually 14 and a half. So we've actually made a bit of money. Signed Nicolas Mara from Def Chavez from our own league. He's Serbian, but look how good he is. He's natural in what we want to play. He's a very, very good player. He's only 25. He's not predicted to grow, and he's just an amazing player. £5 a week. He's an absolute steal, he was. So we overspent on this player called Biro. £5 million. He's got potential, but it was overspending in the sense he's only worth 2.5 million. He's wanted already though, but that's a loan to be fair. He's 18, Brazilian. Could be like he's got amazing physicals already. Got some half decent mentals. Some technicals could do with improving, but he's 18. I think he's going to grow into a really good player. Obviously with the homegrown status coming as well. So he's someone we're going to really ride on and hope that he makes our money back for us if he isn't in and around the team. From Tigres for 1 million up to 4 million, we bought Edgar Barragan. Again, another youngster, and that's why like we may not even ever spend that 4 million, sorry. Because he has to, I can't remember what it's part of the deal now. He's got to play a certain amount of games for his country, play a certain amount of games for us, and that sort of thing. So if he never makes it, he won't play. But he's 18, he's a Mexican, a very good player already, I think. He's not far off the first team, in my opinion, and that's exactly what my scout says. Very good player. He's on loan, though. Hopefully get him some first team football. We then signed Alexander Diaz from Nacional for £500,000. Again, another youngster, another striker. They don't think he's as suited to play pressing forward as I do. I think it's his work, his teamwork that needs to go up, and his strength that probably is the biggest hit. But I think he's going to be a very good player. He's a decent player now, again, who isn't far off the first team. Another 18-year-old. Colombian, but again, homegrown. So we have that to look forward to. Florentino Mendy from Guimarães. £500,000 going up to $1 million. Again, a youngster player, centre-back. He's not necessarily amazing where we want to play him. He's not aggressive. He's not that strong. He's not that technical on the ball. So probably never, even at 17 years old, I don't know if his technique will ever get that good on his first touch. But he'll be an all-round good defender. Just may not be for our position. So if we can't keep him, we'll at least make some profit on him. Portuguese though, so our plan is to keep him. Now this, I say, was the big one in the sense of not what we spent, but of who we got. So he got him from Braga. Alberto. He's a Brazilian. Again, he's only 20 years. Classed as a wonder kid, I believe. A natural at right wing and up front. We are playing him up front for the season. He's just amazing. His bravery is probably the only thing lacking in that position. But even for an attacking inside forward, he is a natural in that. He's probably better to play as a winger, but we don't need him. Ayman Ramadan, 400,000. He is classed as a wonder kid as well. 18-year-old Egyptian. He's pretty much a natural where we're going to play him this season. Outstanding for 18 years old. 400,000 as well. He's already worth 4 million. He's only on 7.5 grand. Absolute steal. Next up, Lisandro Martinez, Argentinian, I think. Some people will know him from because he's quite a known player to buy on here because how cheap he is. 3 million up to 7.5, which we probably will end up paying because look how good he is. He's a natural for exactly what we want to play. He is outstanding physicals, outstanding mentals, and even very good technicals. He's still even got room to grow. He's only 23, only 30 grand a week, and he's worth 16.5 million already. Incredible. He's only 5'10". It's quite small for a centre back, to be fair. We signed a really random one from Tranmere for 60 grand, pretty much. Joe Tompkins. He's decent. He's pretty good, to be fair. He's far too good for Tranmere. We signed him on a free, pretty much. It was compensation that we had to pay. He's 19. I think he's really good. He's underrated, I think. Well, yeah, he's pretty much good enough. He's a risk, but we could play him on the first team. That's how sort of decent he is. Very good player. Fair bit of potential, but we'll see how he grows as time goes on. Next signing, 400 grand up to 600. Claudio Mascarenes? I think it's Mascarenes. Either way, another youngster for our defensive midfielder position. He's pretty good. Got some bits he needs to work on, but also naturally good at some bits. Don't know if he'll ever make it, but if not, we've at least, you know, got our homegrown and Portuguese numbers up with that one. I think this guy is classed as a wonder kid as well. If not, he's a very good player from Defensor Sporting for 1 million up to 3 million potentially. Very, very good player. It's a shame we don't play an advanced forward because he's very good at that. He is still really good at pressing forward, to be fair. It's just needs to concentrate a bit more and, yeah, some other things, but they can be improved. I think if his aggression and stuff were up a little bit, he might be higher rated. He's a very technical player, hard-working player, team-working player, very fast. Great player. It might even be good to train him as a winger. I think we might actually be training him as a winger. We are. I think he'd be better suited as a winger, and that's why we're training him there. He can become a big player. Another player we bought a Sporting Braga, 250, potentially up to 1 mil. Another youngster. I think he's going to do very well. He may come into the team in the next couple of years, maybe by 20. I plan on bringing him up. I don't necessarily want to sell him, because some of these players you get knowing that the value go up and you could potentially sell them, but I'm happy with him. The last one was a Johnny Colshaw from Pontador on a free. He's actually English, so that's a weird one. Don't know why. I mean, I don't know whether that could be an English team, to be fair. Never heard of them myself. No, they're Welsh, so that'll explain why it's got a funny name. But yeah, he's a decent player. Like, not quite good enough yet, but if he grows well, he could end up becoming a first team left back, because that's the position we're really weak on. If you look here, we don't really have anyone outstanding yet. I mean, Miranda could play there, but he's a right back, so yeah. But that is the transfers. We had to sign a new obviously we signed loads of new contracts, but the one that hit us hard was, where is it? 60 grand a week, which is Vargas. He's the highest paid player, but we need to got him on a long deal, just under 5 years now, and there's no release clause at all. So, and he was on like 20-30% a yearly increase before that, because he went up to about 50 grand. So that's that. I want to quickly show you the team up we're going to try and play this year. Obviously, it can chop and change as players get good. Still quite weak in the defence and the goalkeeping, but overall we should grow as a team. But we're going to go with Ribeiro still in goal. Miranda takes right back over Rostovsky. Duarte and Martinez are going to try and partner together. I was debating Coates because he's sort of as good as Duarte, but at least we've got a good player to bring on. And Agabenyenu, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Agabenyenu. We'll go for Lumor. That's his name. That's what we call him. Lumor. I think let's change his nickname, because I'm not going to try and keep pronouncing that. So Lumor is playing left back again. He could change. He is wanted because he was on the loan list, taking him off. Wendell is still holding his defensive midfield place. Bruno Fernandes and Ramadan is taking the centre mid partnership. So Palacios does lose a space, which is weird because we've got a 30 mil centre mid who's very good on the bench. I don't really want to put him up for sale and upset him though when he's not even wanted. So I don't think it's good to cash in on him just yet. But we've got Cabral playing on the right wing, who ironically isn't one of the best players anymore. But again, I wasn't sure between him and I think Yuri Alberto, but because we're low on really good strikers, I chose to play Alberto up front. And Vargas easily keeping his place on the left wing. And you got some decentness player like that decent striker who'd be better as the winger is on the bench. Rafinha, Diaz, Steele, Palacio. Got a pretty strong bench. I think Geraldes is probably the weak spot. But again, he could easily take first team, so got a few players here as well. Like even these guys, like he could be first team, he could be first. Like we've got a very good depth team as well, I think. But today is probably going to be the only game I play because I've already been waffling on, so I don't want to make this episode too long. Is against Benfica. We're going to try and get some redemption from the Europa League and the league, and see if we can beat them in the Super Tassa, which I think it's called, is which we're going to call it anyway. Wendell can't play, so we're going to play Mara there. He is learning the position. He's not natural, but he can do the job. I'm really hoping. I think we can push and potentially win the league this year, although we are still third favourites. I'm going for revenge again. But yeah, that's the thing. We haven't sold our big players, so we haven't come into loads of money. I mean, we've got all these players in for 15 million. That's not a lot, really. A lot of them are youngsters. A couple good enough to be in the team, but no amazing out player. But then I didn't want to spend 15 mil on one big player overpriced that we didn't need. So we are still only third favourites to win the league. We're only expected to qualify for the Champions League. Pizzi just hits it wide. So it's going to be another tough season, but we're getting no offers for our big players at the moment. United was interested in Bruno Fernandes, but luckily I haven't put a bid in yet. Obviously, it's still transfer window is still open. Leon whips in the corner, and it's gone in. That's a shy. Unfortunately, our players on the I was going to say, unfortunately, our players on the line to keep them on side. If that is for an offside, I think it will count. Doesn't say what it is for though. I think it's going to be given. Does give it. Don't you see that? I know it would have been in for an offside. So that's not a great start, guys. Lasted 24 minutes. We are playing okay though. Oh, what a goal for your debut. I can't talk, sorry. A lobbed header, Yuri Alberto. So we're going to try with that second tactic I learned in the season and see how that gets on from scratch. Does well to be. What a goal! What a goal! That's like Firmino sort of goal. Miranda clears only as far as El Neni. Luis tries a long range one. Good effort. See, this is a big test as well because they're playing quite a strong team still, and we can see sort of how we get on now because them and Porto and Benfica are the only two teams rated higher than us in the sense of I can't get my words out in the sense of where we're going to finish in the league. So, not the best team talk. So yeah, I think it depends how they perform because the season before the last one, it wasn't Benfica, it was Porto. So I think one of them has a good season, one has a bad season. So we just have to wait and see what happens with that. But we're playing quite well, winning possession, having most shots, getting more on target. But then it's it's not all about stats. Poku tries to do it over the top. We're back in possession. Not sure who that was aimed for though. No one's ever going to run onto that. Javan. Maris tries one over the top to Vargas. Nearly finds his man, but Yuri Alberto stretches and gets to it last minute. Fantastic. That's what you need for a pressing forward. Someone who's really going to go for it. And I feel Doss just didn't have that, not only speed, but doesn't have the work rate to do something like that. And that could, still a lot of time, but that could be the reason, whilst why we win a trophy or win a game. So overall, we're playing quite well. The only one who isn't is Ramadan. He's not on the best of games, but they've got time to settle in. So we'll bring on Palacios. What a player to be able to bring on as well. £30 million amazing centre mid to bring on off your bench. So Lumar's fitness isn't great. Miranda's with it at the moment though, before the sub. Vargas tries to fast. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. What a skill that is to catch it. Like you didn't even look. Oh, unlucky. Vargas with it still. Okay, not very good. They might get us on the counter here. Not many of us back. Rafa gives it to Batshuayi. On Seferovic, I think it is. Rafa out wide. Good block, but it's falling to Luiz. Batshuayi wide. I thought he might have been off then anyway, but I don't think he was. What a debut for Alberto though. Can't believe how cheap we got him. Maris isn't that fit. We could swap him for Martinez. Although they got the same fitness anyway, so let's just take off Martinez because he's got a worse rating anyway. Our experienced Coates can come on. Got hanging there now for another 8 minutes plus stoppage time. Benfica on the attack. I'm glad he let that play through. Now we have a chance to clear it, which we do. Maris is starting the counter. He's giving it to Vargas. That's it, boy. Run, run, run. Lovely ball. Javan. Oh, unlucky. Good save. Wonder if he's going to score as many this year now, Javan. Playing the style of... Change the style of play. Not the best goalkeeping. Does not need that. Too many highlights towards the end now. I just want to win this trophy. Let us have our revenge. I know it's probably not a massive trophy even in Portugal, I'd imagine. But a trophy's a trophy. What a ball! What a ball, Vargas! That come out of nowhere. Just hit and hoped it. Straight to Vargas's feet. Unmarked. I thought he overhit that as well. Miranda did very well the first time hit that to keep that in. Lovely ball. Bang. On the volley. Think that's pretty much game over now. I can't see them coming back. Might get a consolation goal. I think this is a proper highlight as well. Oh my god. Wow. Cabral gets his first goal of the season. Very, very good ball. Good composure to finish it. That was really out of nowhere. Vargas just noticed him. I thought he might have been off. Awful goalkeeping though, to be fair. 4-1. There's enough time to get another one! Not very good power. Wow, boys. What a good way to start the episode. Me waffling on, as always, about transfers and then winning a trophy. That's it. Enjoy it, lads. You deserve it. Bit of redemption over last year. Especially as we went 1-0 down. Could not have asked for any more. There you go, we lift the Super Tassa. So Alberto makes his debut, scores 2 goals, and we've got a few other debuts in as well. 9th time they've won it. And we will say thank you to him. But yeah, that's the episode, guys. Give us a like for the trophy, please, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye.